Now at 6, McDonald County gets ready to head back to school with a 4-day week and plenty of teachers. Plus, some kids in Southwest Missouri will have some brand new buses to take them to school. And a bookstore in Joplin plans to pay for more than 1,000 school lunches this year.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The McDonald County School District sees an increase in qualified teacher applicants as they prepare to implement a 4-day school week for the very first time. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Dow Quick. KOAM's Melissa Alexis visited McDonald County High School to learn more.
But again, talk to your building principal and see.
Teachers gathered at McDonald County for the new Teacher Academy in preparation of the new school year. This school year is a little different because McDonald County School District will be having a 4-day school week.
Teachers are going to be happier. They're going to be better rested on the weekend. Whenever they come back on Tuesday, they're going to have more energy in the classroom.
The implementation of this new 4-day school week has caused the district to see a huge boom in qualified teachers looking to work for McDonald County School District. So much so that every one of their teaching positions are full for the first time in many years.
Last year we had 35 non-certified teachers in our district. This year we have 5. So definitely it has increased the amount of certified teachers to our district.
Diana Chamberlain is an instructional coach for the McDonald County School District and says last year they relied heavily on long-term substitute teachers to fill their teacher positions.
Open teaching positions that had to be filled by long-term subs, and we were very grateful for them to step into that place. But this year, because of the 4-day week, we've been able to fill our classrooms with more certified teachers.
Eric Findley, the superintendent, says he hopes this new 4-day school week helps teachers avoid burnout.
If you've done this for very long at all, and it is a grueling job. It's a great job, it's a great occupation, but it is rough.
Due to the new shorter week, their school day will now be longer to meet the state minimum requirements. Reporting in McDonald County, Melissa Alexis, KOAM News.
For the new shorter school week, there will be no classes on Mondays. McDonald County is the second largest school district in Missouri to implement a 4-day school week. The McDonald County School District today also showed off some brand new buses. The district has 4 new buses, each of them capable of carrying 71 passengers. They have several new features as well, including electric doors and gear shifting mechanics that are similar to modern cars. Now they're training their drivers to use them.
Today we have our new buses here that we have. We have 4 brand new 71 passenger buses, which they've changed the design of those, and there's a lot of different features that the driver has to learn how to deal with. Electric doors and the shifting mechanisms are they're a lot more like they are on your regular cars right now.
McDonald County heads back to school next week. A bookstore in Joplin paid for 1,000 school lunches last year thanks to their school lunch assistance program, and they plan to pay for even more this year. Always Buying Books is continuing to raise money to pay for school lunches in the 4-state area. Purchases from the book buffet goes toward the program along with donations. The year-long program started last year when the store owner Bob Wolf noticed that paying for school lunches was a problem for some students.
Here in Joplin, and I found out Jefferson Elementary, and I found out that was a problem with some of his classmates. So we decided just to step up and help a little bit, and it's kind of taken a life of its own. We've had a lot of people support us.
The donations each week will be for that week's school lunches. Kids in Pittsburgh had some fun before school kicks off again. The Victory Life Church hosted a back-to-school event at Lincoln Park today. They partnered with the city and police departments to host it. Featured free access to the city pool, free kiddie land rides, free mini golf, free food, and free backpack and supplies for all the kids who registered for the event. And it's not over yet. That event runs until 8 p.m. Let's check in with meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney now for a first look at the weather.
We have an active couple of days coming up, so starting off tonight, clearing out, but we do have line of storms moving in now, still just outside of Oklahoma and Kansas, but they'll be moving in early in the morning, bringing us some storms, isolated thunderstorms, and maybe a few showers as well. Luckily, since they're holding off until later, we have a chance to see meteor showers tonight, all the way until about 2 a.m. Then clouds start to increase, and then those rain showers start to kick off around 4 a.m. and then pushing into our main counties a little bit later in the morning. Currently out in Joplin, it's about 89 degrees, partly cloudy, so these clouds are going to clear out intermittently over the next couple of hours. So we're going to have some hit and miss chances to see the meteor shower, and then starting off in the morning, we do see those rain chances really kicking off. I'll have more details coming up.
Coming up, a crash leads to a DWI arrest for a motorcycle driver. Plus,
hot temperatures pose risks to animals, and that doesn't exclude canine officers. We spoke with 2 local police departments to learn how they're protecting all of their units. I'm Samantha Walker, and I'll have that story coming up.
TheMansionTheater.com.
hot temperatures can pose a risk to animals, of course, and that includes canine officers, those police dogs. This summer, there have been numerous canine heat-related deaths, including 2 in Missouri alone. KOIM Samantha Walker met with police departments in the 4 states to learn what steps they take to protect all their officers on the hottest days.
Roan is one of our police officers, so we take care of him just like we would any one of our police officers.
Police departments in the 4-state area say they have policies and procedures to help protect their canine units in all temperatures. The Joplin Police Department has 5 active canine units, while Pittsburgh has just 1, named Roan.
We're going to do everything we can to keep Roan safe because he's our only dog, and he's, like I said, he's one of our officers, and he's family to us and to Officer Daney, so we're going to take care of him just like we would anybody else.
Both the Joplin and Pittsburgh Police Departments say they have several policies in place to help protect their canine units, whether temperatures be hot or cold.
If a vehicle drops below a certain temperature, an alarm will go off. It'll actually call our dispatch, call me, and call our canine handler. And let us know that there's something wrong with the car. It would drop below a certain temperature or went above a certain temperature. So when that happens too, the lights and sirens will turn on that car, and eventually, depending on what setting it's on, the door will actually pop so Roan could get out of the car.
JPD has a similar system in their canine patrol units. For handlers like Josh Cahoon, they say they're always aware of the temperatures outside. He says he tries to limit how much time his canine creed is out, especially on hot days.
The dogs can overheat real fast. You know, you get 100, 105 degrees outside. I don't know if you ever touch the pavement with your hand, but we have those thermometers sometimes that'll tell you how hot the pavement is, and the dogs just have pads. And I think that's what a lot of people overlook, is how hot it actually gets on the concrete, not to mention my dog's solid black and even seems to get hotter than any other dog. But with the heat, you just got to be self-conscious of everything that's going on.
For him, it's difficult hearing about working dogs passing and heat-related incidents. I
read the articles, and you see the ones that are left out in the sun and it gets to 105, and then the temperature is just beating down on these dogs. It's very upsetting. Don't like hearing a helpless animal dying, regardless of whether it's a police canine or any other animal.
Both departments say they go the extra mile to make sure their canine officers are happy and healthy, from spacious kennels at home to special diets. I'm Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
Joplin Police Department asks that you call them if you see an unattended canine in a stationary vehicle that has lights and sirens running. They say that's likely the emergency system alerting that the vehicle temperature is getting too hot for a canine officer. Authorities arrest a motorcycle driver for DWI following a crash last night. That crash happened around 9:45 near Kenser Road in Joplin. Troopers say a car pulling out of a private drive failed to yield to the motorcycle. Troopers arrested the motorcyclist for DWI and issued citations for no motorcycle endorsement and no insurance. He was released to seek medical treatment for moderate injuries. A little bit later, an Oklahoma teen has a cautionary tale for anyone thinking of braving floodwaters in their vehicle.
And rain chances persist over the next couple of days. I'll have those details right after this. We've had some hit and miss chances for rain over the weekend. We didn't see a lot of accumulated rainfall. Most of the storms went south or north of us, but we do still have a chance to see some more rain in the morning. Until then, taking a look outside downtown Joplin from the Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex. Partly cloudy skies. It's looking like a pretty nice evening, ending our Monday to the start of the week. Clouds are clearing out, which is a good thing because we do still see a chance to see the Perseid meteor shower tonight. Yesterday is when it peaked, but we're still able to possibly see that tonight, especially if these clouds continue to clear out. So we do have still a few high clouds moving out in the eastern counties. Few more chances of clouds to continue to roll through. And then taking a look just outside of Kansas and Oklahoma, line of storms firing up. They're going to be moving into our area early in the morning, so we don't have to deal with that just yet. Luckily giving us some time to see the meteor shower. So it's going to be mostly sunny all the way until the evening. Clouds start to increase around 10 p.m. But even with partly cloudy skies, you still might be able to see it. Temperatures tonight drop down to about 72, so low 70s across the area. And then we see rain chances starting to kick off about 4 a.m. moving into 6 a.m. But highest chances of rain are going to be likely when everyone's starting their day, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. and then starts to taper off as we get into the early afternoon. So we're going to look at that future track. We've got a little sliver near Parsons, Nevada, north of Joplin, Lamar, that we're going to be able to see about 9 p.m. clear skies. Then these clouds that are over Joplin right now start to shift north and then flips a little bit. So those southern counties that were covered in clouds earlier in the night start to have a clearing. So this is going to be about 1:30, maybe a little bit late for anyone to want to stay up and watch the meteor shower. But if you're in the Grand Lake area, it might be perfect to go outside and try and catch some shooting stars. Now, clouds do start to roll in, and early in the morning, about 4 a.m., maybe starting to see an isolated shower or two pop up. And then about 6:30, you see the thunderstorms moving in. Yates Center, Chanute, Erie. Starts off pretty strong, but it is decaying as it moves into the area. So we are going to get some possible localized heavy flooding in the area, but mostly wind gusts up to about 50 miles per hour. Not a severe threat as it does continue in. This is going to be about 10 a.m. Nevada, Pittsburgh, Girard, Joplin, Carl Junction, all of those areas. It's going to start to shift in. So everyone's moving into Joplin for a morning commute. You're getting rained on probably, and then these storms will continue out early afternoon on Tuesday. Shaping up to be a pretty good day in the afternoon on Tuesday, but it is a warm front, so we are seeing higher temperatures and higher humidity over the next couple days, Wednesday and Thursday. So heat index getting up to about 110 as a max on Wednesday, and then on Thursday, a little bit cooler, but still heat index getting up to about 100 degrees. So it's going to be hot the next couple days, hot and humid. Temperatures do cool off a little bit after our evening storms on Thursday, just back down to seasonable temperatures, but lower humidity. So the weekend's going to be hot, but not so humid.
So we might see the meteor showers tonight, and we might see the rain showers in the morning.
Yes, you got it. Exactly. Summed it up perfectly.
Thanks, Lindsay. Hey, flash flooding in Oklahoma over the weekend almost cost a teenager his life. Braden Madden says floodwaters swept him and his truck over the guardrail of a bridge. Madden says his decision to push ahead was a serious, almost fatal mistake. He managed to contact his parents, and several first responders combed the area searching for him, but his rescuer came in the form of a random Cleveland County resident.
I just want to thank him for getting me out of there. I mean, I probably would have been out there for who knows how long. I mean, for him stepping in is like that is like a hero.
We're going to have more on Braden's rescue tonight on KOAM News at 10. Remember, if you should encounter floodwaters, turn around, don't drown. You've heard it before. It's important. Still ahead, Pittsburgh State football finds out its preseason ranking, and Webb City hits the practice field for the first time this season. John Dales has those stories and a lot more. It's coming up next.
City, fire in the hole, and it's only at America's #1 theme park.
Athletes, coaches, and fans have been waiting for today for quite some time. It's the first day of fall sports practices for Missouri high schools, and our high school football 2024 season previews begin with one of the top programs in the Show Me State. Webb City football hits the practice field for the first time this season. The Cardinals enter year 2 under head coach Ryan McFarland and are coming off a trip to the state semifinals in 2023. Now, these first couple weeks of practice let the Cardinals make preparations they need to in order to be game ready at the end of the month.
It's great to be out here. Football in the summertime, June and July is such a long month, and we do a lot of weight training and conditioning and speed training and do a lot of practices, but there's not a lot of fun that goes along with that. So to get out here and to see that we have a scrimmage later this week, we have the Jamboree next week, so the kids are starting to see that light at the end of the tunnel. So the sense of urgency is definitely going up.
Coach has been talking a lot about how we need to focus a lot more on the underclassmen to just bring them up a little bit. And then I know as for our senior group, we've been really excited just to lead the group. We got a lot of leaders on our team.
College football season also right around the corner. Pittsburgh State less than 3 weeks away from its season opener at home against Ferris State. Now, with the release of the preseason top 25 this afternoon, we find out that will be a top 10 matchup. Here's a look at the top 10 teams from the AFCA Division II preseason coaches poll. Pittsburgh State finds itself ranked 6th. This comes after the Gorillas went 11-2 in 2023. Ferris State up at number 3 after going 8-3 a year ago. That season opener in Pittsburgh 3 Saturdays from now on August 31st. And second-ranked Central Missouri, the only other MIAA team besides Pitt State in the top 10. Summer collegiate baseball wrapping up this week. The Joplin Outlaws have known for a couple weeks they'd be in the playoffs, but now they know who that matchup is against and when it'll be played. The Outlaws face the Sherman Shadowcats tomorrow afternoon, 3 p.m. in Abilene, Texas. Now, this is just a one-game playoff, as is the championship, which is scheduled to take place Wednesday. The Outlaws just lost 3 in a row to Sherman over the weekend. Winner from this game plays the winner between Abilene and Piney Woods. Over to Major League Baseball, playoffs have been slowly slipping out of the Cardinals' grasp in the second half. Tonight, the Redbirds try to turn the corner. They begin a series against the Reds on the road. It just got started about a half hour ago, tonight's game. Cardinals lead 1-0 in the third after an RBI single from Nolan Arenado. Meanwhile, the Royals just beat the Cardinals yesterday. They begin tonight in sole possession of the American League's third wild card spot, 2.5 games in front of the rest of the league, but just a half game behind the Twins, who they play tonight in Minnesota. First pitch at 6:40. Back to high school football, though. Here it's, good to be back on the practice field here, the crunch of the pads, everything with practice number 1.
Fans are looking forward to it. I'm sure the players are looking forward to it. It's almost here.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14 tonight. We're going to have more on that back-to-school event hosted by Victory Life Church in Pittsburgh. Plus, the Speaker of the Kansas House of Representatives visits the Community Health Center of Southeast Kansas to discuss ways to improve a shortage of rural health care workers and how an initiative to reduce home prices is changing the way they're built. Those stories, a lot more, of course, it's coming up tonight. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Looks like we could get a chance to see the Perseid meteor shower tonight.
Yeah, it looks like clouds are clearing out all the way until later on this evening, around 1 a.m., 2 a.m. Then clouds start to roll in for some storms we'll see until early afternoon on Tuesday.
Final sports note.
We'll have more on the Webb City Cardinals tonight as we get ready for football season coming up.
Looking forward to that. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here at 10. Let's make it a great evening.
On KOAM